tonight. Wings going for their third consecutive win. 6:40 a broadcast right here on The Ticket. From the 1-800 Call Sam studios, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 971theticket.com.
The preceding was a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call, 1-800-LOW-RATE, all week long. And, of course, live here in the studio at 248-539-9797. I'm one of your hosts, Harvey Freed, alongside of me, Harry Glanz and Alex Nafusi. Good morning.
Morning, guys. What's happening today?
Hey. We brought, look at the guy across the way here, Dan Dubinsky, Skyward Realty.
Double D, Dan Dubinsky, the man, the myth, the legend. So, Harv, you have a real thing with this, giving back the wins or taking the wins away from Penn State or Michigan or whoever it might be, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because how could you ever take away a win because the kids won the game, right?
The kids won. It has nothing to do with might have taken place with some coach, right? An assistant coach.
Students won the game. The whole school's in on it. So, okay, all of a sudden you beat a team and what? You didn't win?
It didn't happen.
It never happened.
I never signed my name on that. I wasn't there.
I like appraisals not to happen. I like low home values not to happen. Can we just take that away?
Hey, we are going to give you 1 hour's worth of the Hardcore Mortgage Show. Again, always talking about real estate and mortgages and refinancing. Of course, it's an exciting time here in Metro Detroit with the Auto Show, North American International Auto Show being in town. Great for our region. I mean, really outstanding stuff. I guess it brings something like $400 million to the region.
When you were a kid, how many times did you go to the Auto Show?
I went every year, I think.
Every year.
And the Autorama.
Okay, so growing up, and then the next week, and then the next week was Autorama downstairs, right?
Yeah.
So I used to go to all that, and those were all the cool souped-up cars, all the motorheads would be there. But I loved going to the auto show because that was back in the day, guys, when you could really tell the difference in a model between cars and automakers. You could tell, a 73 Pontiac Ventura, okay, from its counterpart, the Chevy Nova. And you could tell the three different kinds of, the muscle cars, a GTO from a Le Mans and a Tempest. Those were all Pontiac's three cars.
There's some pretty cool stuff out there now.
You guys know this.
Now, I guess you can't make too many different cars on the same platform, which they're doing now, right?
Well, they're changing. Yeah, I tell you something. I think, first of all, the auto show is really cool. It's really glitzy. It's real, and let's face it. When you're a kid, why did you go to the auto show?
I don't know. I don't know anything about cars.
Yeah, you did. I'm going to say so. It was to look at the models, and I don't mean the model cars, right, Alex?
Oh, the models.
I knew this was going
right, Alex?
somewhere.
How's that going?
Hey, if you're listening,
I was wondering where this was going.
You should be our first caller this morning. 248-539-9797. We're going to have some fun this morning and throw in a lot of real estate mortgages, and we might even pick on the Atlanta mayor who deserves to be slapped. We'll get to that a little bit later. I was here. I was watching the news yesterday.
Who are you slapping today?
The Atlanta mayor.
He
made a bad comment about our region. Don't be bad mouthing Detroit.
Listen, they're all haters. You know that. Come on, don't be a hater.
Something cool, though, is, I was watching one of the news stations, and one of the fellow Detroiters they were interviewing said, you don't know Detroit unless you live here. And it said something to me last night. I said, but that's true. It is different here than some other places. Is it a lot different than any metropolitan city?
We found a lot of these actors and actresses that come from Hollywood come here, and they're really surprised after leaving. There's a lot to offer.
Okay, but here's the problem: they come and they leave. That's it. You got to gain traction, but you have to understand something. It's like your family. Okay, you could say, if you're part of the family, you can say bad things about your brother, but you don't want anybody else saying bad things about your brother. That's how it is in Detroit. All right, it's not unlike a lot of places, Harvey. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, St. Louis, all these cities in the Midwest. We're relatively, we're related, and we have that sense of pride. All right, we're prideful in our area, and there's nothing wrong with that. So when people see that we're starting to do well, that you got this guy in the ladder saying, "Oh, Detroit, they're never going to be anything." We got, look, we have a lot going for us, like everywhere else. The grass is always greener. Everybody says, "Let's move to California." Well, California has its issues. Let's move to Florida. Florida has its issues.
Hurricanes.
Let's move to Texas. Well, Texas, I don't know. They have their issues. Michigan is a great place to live. It's a great place to raise a family, as evidenced by, guess what? Look at what we have going on in our area.
A lot.
And Michigan, not only southeastern Michigan, but the western part of the state. Grand Rapids is beautiful.
Grand Rapids is awesome.
Lake Michigan. Go to Holland, right? Go to Muskegon area, the beaches, all right? Grand Haven.
Go hang out
South Haven.
Detroit's taken a bad rap forever.
Because we're always the first to go into a recession and the last to come out. Let's face it.
That's what it is, But I mean, I'm happy. As I've said before,
are you moving?
I can live any place.
Right. Are you moving?
I can live any place I want in the country.
Right.
I stay right here.
Love it here.
And that's why I get so upset sometimes when people call and they're like, "Yeah, I had to walk from my house because of lost value." Dude, you're the reason the market's down.
Well, hey, guess what? Other places lost value too. Florida lost value.
Yeah,
Nevada lost value. Arizona lost value. California lost value.
Everything lost. I mean, look, New York lost value. It came back like gangbusters. But in 2007, you could have stole something in Manhattan. That's why he's selling.
If you want to badmouth us, here's the worst thing you could say about our area. Okay, so it's not sexy. All right. So we're hardworking people. We're prideful people. We love our sports.
I'm sexy.
It's what we do. You sexy, brother? Uh-oh. Dubinsky thinks he's sexy.
Yeah, of course. And the fact is, we're about 85% back to what we were when these values were at their peak.
Yeah, maybe a little higher, right, brother? Maybe a little higher.
It was 85% late last year. Things slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're seeing more calls now. We're seeing more buyers out there. There's, the phones are ringing.
Maybe the message is definitely out there. I mean, these are unprecedented times. Take advantage of these great low interest rates. Again, refinancing and purchase applications were up at the beginning of the year here already, off to a good start, 2.5 weeks into the year. Definitely a great time to maybe even pull some equity out of your house. Had some wonderful clients come in this week where getting ready to retire, maybe looking down the road 10, 15 years from retirement, thinking about maybe redoing the mortgage now, getting set up with the right term, the great low interest rate, and pulling some cash out to do those home improvements. Again, a lot of newfound equity here in Southeast Michigan, so opportunities all around. Rates did bounce up a little bit yesterday. It's not going to make any headline. Still at absolutely all-time lows and been trickling down over the last couple weeks. Again, a lot of volatility in the marketplace with things going on in Europe, all over the world, and of course economic turmoil still out there in Greece and some places of Europe. So,
well, this week everybody's back to work from the holidays. Everybody said their 29th Happy New Year to everybody. Everybody's back in the workforce. Society's back to work after a long holiday. And the way the holidays fell on a Wednesday, it's just like everybody took 2 weeks off.
2 weeks off straight, and then a week to get going again.
And then, so now this was the first full work week back for a lot of people. And guess what? Guess what happened in the office? Busy. All right, Alex, you had another great week. You've had 2 great weeks in a row.
Thank you.
Coming off a very good December. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that there's a lot of activity. People are taking advantage of historically low rates. I mean, come on. What, 3 3/4, 3 7/8, 4% for a 30-year fix?
Just unbelievable opportunities.
3 1/8 on a 15-year. I mean, come on. It's just here. It's stupid low, and we use that term. I'm a baby boomer, right? I'm not a millennial. I'm not part of the trophy generation where you competed and just for showing up you got a trophy. I'm a baby boomer. Okay, we were the offspring of the best generation, the World War II generation. Okay, we played sports and you didn't get anything unless you won. We wouldn't even accept the second place. We wouldn't even accept the second place medal.
Do you realize they won't play with balls on playgrounds anymore?
Or they don't play dodgeball.
No ball whatsoever.
Dan and I played in the dodgeball league last winter, and used like these
those foam rubber balls. That's right.
We don't even use those galvanized.
So what I'm saying is
ones.
now we're waiting. The baby boomers getting older, starting to retire, in retirement. But you know what? The trophy generation or the millennials, they're at least learning something from us. Okay? They don't need the bigger houses. Sure, it's cool to have a big house, but they're less energy efficient. They're buying smarter homes. 26, 27, 2,800 square feet, all the amenities, great kitchens, right? Building man caves.
Who wants to take care of that?
But our generation, that's what we did. We just went and bought and spent and ran up credit cards and all those kind of things. So hopefully the trophy generation, the millennials, are learning from us. Hopefully they're saving money.
All right, 248-539-9797. We'll start some calls off here this morning. Excited to hear from you. We've got Bob out in St. Clair Shores. Start things off. Good morning, Bob.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Good morning.
What's happening?
Good. Hey, I have a question for you. I just got out a few months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, from a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. And I know I've always been told you got to wait 2 years before you can get a mortgage.
Right.
And I'm wondering if that's really true. I've got a decent credit score. It's like 650, 670. I got about $40,000 for a down payment. I'm just wondering, do I have any options, or am I strictly stuck looking for land contracts?
Was there a house in the bankruptcy?
No. I do own a home, which I may be a little underwater, but I mean, I'd be able to sell it and be free and clear if I threw a little cash in.
Yeah, you're going to need 2 years, man. I mean, unfortunately. It's unfortunately, it's black and white. It's one of those things that even if you had a 750 credit score and 50% down, it's it's not a capital mortgage funding guideline. It would be an FHA mortgage, and you're just stuck, unfortunately.
All right. Well, thanks for confirming that.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks for calling.
Thanks.
All right, we'll continue the calls here. 248-539-9797. Find out what your situation is and how we might be able to save you or get you back into the housing market. We've got lots to share with you. Keep it here. 248-539-9797.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Isn't it interesting how everyone claims to be number one? Well, we actually are number one, and I can and will back up my stats. Hi, I'm Realtor Jeff Glover. In 2014, I sold more homes in Southeast Michigan than any other agent. In fact, over 700 delighted homeowners either bought or sold a home with our company. But don't just take it from me.
Hi, my name's Dennis Hopkins. When I needed to sell my home quickly in the Brighton area, Jeff was the first man I thought of. They left no detail unturned, and they sold my house in one day for full asking price.
Homeowners who sell their homes with Jeff get an average of 98% of their asking price and sell their homes in an average of 23 days. Call Jeff Glover today at 855-JEFF-SELLS. Not only do they sell the most, Jeff Glover and his team have more positive reviews on Zillow than any other realtor in the state. Call Jeff at 855-JEFF-SELLS or online at 855-JEFFSELLS.com. Realtor Jeff Glover. A household name. Jeff Glover is affiliated with Keller Williams Realty.
I'm Lex Friedman. I run my own business, so I know from experience hiring new employees can be tough. With so many job boards out there, you need to post your job on all the top job sites to find the best candidates. Now, with ZipRecruiter.com, you can post to 50-plus job sites, including Craigslist and social networks like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, all with a single click. Screen, rate, and hire the right candidates fast. Listeners of this program can try ZipRecruiter for free by visiting ZipRecruiter.com/GoSports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/GoSports.
Welcome to Win $1 Million Town. We're giving away a mountain of moolah town at Creektown Casino Hotel, home of the $1 million cash avalanche. Play Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays in January for your chance to win up to $20,000 each day. On January 31st at 10 p.m., 5 grand prize winners will each win $5 grand. Creektown Casino Hotel, in the middle of everywhere town. Must be at least 21 to gamble. Visit GT Rewards for details.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Detroit? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Detroit area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Detroit is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, call 1-800-382-9358. Seating is extremely limited. Call in the next 10 minutes and you'll also reserve a free copy of Than's Money for Deals Guide. That's 1-800-382-9358. That's 1-800-382-9358.
Geico Motorcycle presents Reflections from the Road.
Let me tell you, the road is a much more relaxing place since I switched to Geico Motorcycle Insurance and started saving money. With that taken care of, now I can think about deep, important things. Like how come it's a pair of pants when there's only one of them? A real brain teaser. But hey, at least saving money with Geico Motorcycle is as easy as pie. What does that mean, anyway?
Geico Motorcycle Insurance. See how much you could save.
Hurry into Dunkin' Donuts and get any size latte for $1.99 from 2 to 6 p.m. Try a delicious Dunkin' Latte today. America runs on Dunkin'. Plus, applicable tax. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Every day is game day here.
97.1 The Ticket.
Alrighty, welcome back to the show. We broadcast again until 10 o'clock. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give our office a call all week long. Get that approval letter. Find out how you can save money. Again, 1-800-569-7283. That's 1-800-LOW-RATE.
Well, I love when you do your radio voice. I do.
Do I?
Hey,
I can't
welcome back to the show.
I didn't even
love
have the thing plugged in. Thanks,
I
Eric.
do. I love your radio voice.
Hey, we've got a few calls to get to, and again, we want to hear from you. 248-539-9797. We're going to be talking about some stats out there, what's going on in the world of new construction, existing homes, everything you want to know about mortgages and purchases. And Bobby from Westland, thanks for calling in. You're live on the ticket.
Hey, Bobby,
how you
what's
doing?
up?
Thanks for having me on.
No problem.
Yeah, I just I wanted to know what position I need to be in for first-time buyers. I heard the last caller, man, and I'm already depressed. Guy said he had 40 grand and a 650 credit score, and I don't know if the bankruptcy had a lot to do with it or what. But what position am I in?
It has everything to do with it. I mean,
first-time buyer?
here, look at it from a banking standpoint. How does somebody that has $40,000 in cash file bankruptcy? Right?
I got you.
It's so. I mean, it's not. Listen, man. I mean, I'm from the area. I mean, I live here. I want to help everybody. But I mean, it's not Capital Mortgage Funding's guidelines we have to abide by. It's FHA. It's Fannie Mae. It's Freddie Mac. When you say what type of position you put yourself in, I mean, do you have a previous bankruptcy or a foreclosure?
No foreclosure, but I think probably about 30 years ago I did bankruptcy.
30
as a
years
young
ago?
man.
You don't even sound that old.
Probably.
I know.
Right. I'll be 50 this year, but yeah, it was years ago, young, spending my money and whatnot.
You're fine. Do you pay your bills on time, Bobby?
I'm working on that a whole lot.
Okay.
That's what I'm really doing.
Let's do this, man. Let me call you after the show. I'll run your credit. I'll see where we're at. And we'll put together a plan for you, and we'll get you into a house. It's not that
Can I
hard.
say one more thing?
Of course, absolutely.
I just got with an agency, a credit agency, that they're going to work with me to build my credit up.
Okay.
Okay. They're out in California. I'll probably give you a little bit more info when you call me on that.
We might not want to hear it. We might not want to hear it.
Advice on that.
Okay, yeah, I'll call you after the show, and we'll take care of it, Bobby. Thanks,
Thank you,
man.
Dan.
See you, buddy.
All right. 248-539-9797. Some of the situations we get calls in all the time. We try to answer them to the best of our ability, but as many people out there would probably realize that the story sometimes changes. And once we do get out of the little studio here, we call the clients and find out what their situation is, because sometimes we'll give a blanket, answer, but it might not actually apply to you. So again, there's sometimes we can do a lot of things to move you in the right direction. Regarding credit, yes, get your credit together, but the best way to do it is to have a true mortgage credit report in your hand. And if you do have any trouble, we can run you through the software program that we have and help you, show you the path to what you need to do to your credit.
Yeah, we'll run a Tri-Merge mortgage banking credit report. And for Bobby, and for everybody, we do this for free. We don't charge you. I mean, what's the harm in giving us a call? We'll run the credit report. We'll put you on a plan of success, set you up for success, and we'll go from there. Sometimes it's a 2 or 3 month plan. Sometimes it's a year plan. Whatever it is, we'll get your credit back in order.
Unless you could find a company in California that's actually going to pay your monthly debt, I don't really know what they could do.
Some of the credit repair companies are good. I mean, I've seen.
I've never had a good
I think a lot of them. I think there's far more bad ones than there are good ones. But I mean, I've had a couple stories.
All right, look, we threw it out there. It's 9:19 here on a Saturday morning, and if you're out there and you're in that industry, feel free to give us a phone call and tell us what you can offer that might be better.
Don't do that.
No, we don't throw it out there.
Feel free to tell us what you offer that we couldn't do for the client or the client couldn't do for themselves.
Yeah, I got a feeling we might not get any calls.
What's that phone number, brother?
In 2015, everything should be on auto pay. Like it comes you get a bill from DTE and it goes out. Like it's not that hard.
See, here's the problem with that. Sorry, I busted in on you. But see, when you talk about credit repair companies, all of a sudden I get the willies, and I'm the guy in charge of making sure bad things don't happen to us. So I have this, this wall comes up. So you know what? I'd like to hear from a good one that doesn't charge people $250 a counseling session to say, hey, every first of the month, pay your bills on time. I mean, that's just me.
What else is there? I mean,
go ahead, Dan.
You pay your bills, you keep your balances down.
Hey, I hope Dan doesn't own a credit repair company. He's got the look in his eye.
Yeah, nope, I don't do that.
248-539-9797. Let's go to Sean out there in Detroit. Good morning, Sean. You're live on the ticket.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
What's up, Sean?
I have a house that is in my mother's name because I filed bankruptcy about 4 or 5 years ago, and I have a lot of equity in it. She just put me back on title about 6 months ago. I'd like to refinance it and take some equity out. How would that work?
Like any other refinance transaction.
Yeah, if you qualify, you can definitely do that.
You've been on title for how long?
Around 6 months.
Yeah, it's a regular old deal.
Yeah, if you qualify, have you had your credit run recently?
I have decent credit. I have 3 credit cards that I paid on time. Everything else has been paid on time. I have a car that was paid off. The one problem is she doesn't show any income.
Well, you said you want to put it in your name.
Yeah,
So
I thought we're doing it in your name.
So, but is it okay if the house is originally in her name?
Sure,
You're on title.
Yeah.
So she's going to have to quit claim off of it. So
right.
Yeah, I mean she's going to have to sign off on it if that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the mortgage it's in your name, correct? Or the mortgage is in her name, but we're going to do a new one in your name because you're on title currently.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Is she cool with you doing it?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we can do this for you for sure. And if you have equity in the house,
what's the current mortgage balance right now?
Around 170.
Okay.
What's the value of the house?
Over 350 probably.
Okay.
Or 400.
How much you looking to take out?
Between 50 and 100.
Well, it sounds doable.
Yeah, let me come after the show, Sean. I'll look into it and take care of it for you.
good job, Sean. You're back on your feet.
Cool.
Good.
Thanks, man.
That's actually a great call. I mean, it doesn't sound too complicated. Again, if you're back on title of the house for 6 months or more, he should be able to obtain a conventional mortgage.
As mortgage reps, do you guys ever ask why they're taking the money out?
We do.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you got to put on the application.
That's the greatest question of the morning because yesterday our own Harvey Freed, our own Harvey Freed comes rolling in my office asking about a cash out letter, and I said, "Bro, what are they taking it out for?" And he said, well, home improvements. I said, so here's the cash out letter. To whom it may concern, please be advised of the following. We're taking the cash out to do home improvements. There's your cash out letter.
Right.
Yes, you need to address that.
Were you really upset about that, Harvey?
Yes, he was very upset about it. You know what it was?
No, my letter was too detailed. My letter was too detailed.
But it had other things in there. But that's the cash out letter. But you need to address the reasons why you're taking cash out.
So if a guy comes in and says, I want to buy 2 jet skis.
You can do
fine.
that.
Doesn't matter to you.
Yes.
No,
you have to address it. There has to be reason. So people out there are thinking, well, why do I have to give you a reason why I'm taking the cash out for it? Well, because there's rules. There's guidelines.
And we don't make the guidelines.
Right. So I said to Harvey, that's your letter. I just gave you your letter. Let's call the client up together. He says, no, I got it. So I stood in his office while I called the client up, and that's it.
Do you have an example of something they'd say no, that you want the money out for, that they'd say no to?
Yeah, I can tell you there's...
Well, bad things, of course.
I want to start a meth lab.
Oh, yeah.
You think I'm kidding?
Yeah, they're all bad
I've been doing this 25 years, brother.
We've seen it all.
Yeah, you have to say that. Yeah, so you home equity, you're taking out, how about college education? That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
How about paying off bad credit card debt, toxic debt?
Right.
Replacing 18% credit card debt with, 4% mortgage. All right? Student loans for your kids. That's good. Pay those off. Pay car loans down. Whatever it is.
There's a lot of great things you can do.
So, there are things that you don't want to see your clients put in writing.
Right.
248-539-9797 on the World of New Construction. National Association of Home Builders estimates that construction of one single-family home creates 3 full-time jobs. Believe me, that would be awesome here if these builders really kicking in overdrive, which we're looking forward to.
We're seeing that.
It's going to happen here this spring. And again, I talked about it sort of our first show was last week, and I'm sort of like jumping over January, February. It's only going to be March. Before you know it, it's going to be March. Everyone's going to be out there looking at homes, and the builders are on board. They're going to be building these great houses. And again, it's going to be great for our region.
Well, Dan could probably attest to the fact, I mean, you drive around Metropolitan Detroit, and you see all the building that's going on.
Yeah, you look in my backyard, Royal Oak, it's unbelievable. Almost every 5 houses a new house with what everyone wants now, 2,500 square foot home. The women are looking for the nice kitchen, open areas, a master suite with a nice tub and a shower, the kids' bedroom, and if they can, the higher basement so you can finish it. And that's unbelievable. We probably had to do 300 homes last year of that caliber.
Well, I would recommend if you're building a house, you should put that extra block or 2 on the foundation so you don't have to finish your basement now, but it's additional living space, additional entertainment space. I mean, it doesn't cost that much. Put the extra block or 2. Yeah,
they're doing the egress windows now. You're right. They're already egress in the basement.
You got to do the egress windows if you're going to put down like a bedroom or things of that nature. But why not do that? That's additional living space. And I'm not talking about the old school basements where you just threw up some paneling and some studs and that kind. I'm talking about, a basement's not really a basement. It's incorporated into the living area where you entertain. You do what you do down there. It's additional living space. But when you're building a house, the key thing is you got to put that extra block or two in there to make sure that you have enough headroom.
We're seeing the builders now are not even doing the drop ceiling. Either if they're not drywalling.
They're drywalling.
If they're not drywalling, they're just
painting it up and painting it black.
Painting it black.
Looks great.
And everything's
Yeah,
black.
they're
It's like
spraying
an
it.
industrial type feel.
All right. Many ways to save money. When we come back, we can talk about refinancing. Getting your approval letter, 248-539-9797.
At DTE Energy, keeping workers and the people in our community safe is a top priority. So, Ty from DTE is here to tell us what you should do if you see a crew in your neighborhood. Ty.
If a DTE crew is in your neighborhood, they are working to ensure you have safe and reliable energy. When you see the orange cones, please slow down and drive around them so the crew has room to work.
So how do I know someone is really a DTE worker when they show up at my door?
DTE field service crews are always in marked vehicles and have a badge with their photo, name, and employee number. Ask to see it. If someone approaches you and you're concerned, call us right away at 1-800-477-4747.
Great. Is there anything else I should know?
DTE cares about the safety of our employees, and Michigan has laws to protect them. If you see a crew being threatened in any way, remember that they're out there to help you. So please call 911. Together, we can keep everyone safe.
Well, there you have it. DTE Energy. Know your own power.
Every morning on CBS This Morning, we do something unusual.
We're just learning. There are new developments. There is another bombshell.
We just get to the news.
We're going to look at headlines from around the globe.
News that takes you there.
You can see the scale of the destruction.
News that answers your questions and opens your eyes.
How do you measure the concern about this threat?
So tomorrow morning, join us and just get to the news. Only on CBS This Morning.
Right after CBS Morning News on CBS 62, Detroit.
As you plan your charitable donations for 2015, here are a few reasons you should give to 97.1 The Ticket's Student Heart Check program. For one thing, you'll be ensuring that thousands of Metro Detroit student athletes are screened for serious heart problems that normal physicals don't cover. Everyone you help lives right here in Metro Detroit. Of course, your donation is tax deductible, but most importantly, you'll be ensuring that playing sports doesn't end up in sudden cardiac arrest. In other words, you'll be saving kids' lives. Giving is simple. Just go to cbsdetroit.com/student heart check.
Did you inherit the dreaded fat gene? If your parents were overweight and now you are too, there's finally a way to reverse the curse. Introducing new Garcinia Cambogia, the weight loss breakthrough that's so effective you can lose up to 4 pant sizes, even if your weight is due to genetics. And right now, they're giving away free full-size trials to the first 100 callers. So call immediately. 1-800-500-0022. Research proves that carrying fat in your midsection raises your risk of heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, even cancer. All-natural new Garcinia Cambogia is one of the healthiest ways to lose weight. But if your weight loss is too dramatic, decrease use to every other day. Just because your parents were overweight doesn't mean you have to be. Reverse the curse with a free trial of new Garcinia Cambogia. Hurry, be one of the first 100 callers right now. 1-800-500-0022. If lines are busy, try again. 1-800-500-0022. That's 1-800-500-0022.
Dr. Berkowitz from Michigan Hair Restoration is back with us. And wow, you have a full head of hair. Look at that.
Thanks. Yes, I had the procedure about a year ago, and the results are great.
It looks so natural.
Thanks. There's no pluggy palm tree look, no stitches or staples, no linear scar, and the transplanted hair is genetically programmed to grow. You'll love your hair and feel more confident.
Guys, instead of a gym membership for the new year, see Dr. B and really change your look. Call 844-4HAIR now or visit MichiganHairRestoration.com. Mention this ad and learn how to save $500.
Are you the good one, adhering to your resolution, smug in the knowledge that you're better than everyone else? Or are you the rule breaker, the one who says, resolution? What the hell's a resolution? If that's you, Bar Louie's got a seat at the bar reserved just for you. Head to Happy Hour Monday through Friday from 4 to 7 and get Louie's signature martinis for $5.25. Like the Clover, the S'mores, and other hedonistic concoctions. Nothing says I'm awesome like a chocolate and marshmallow mustache. You've obviously started the new year right, and we're proud to be breaking the rules with you. Bar Louie. Eat, drink, be happy.
There are big dreams.
I dreamed I was on top of a mountain.
Then there's Powerball.
A mountain of cash.
Dream even bigger.
Saturday's Powerball jackpot is $194 million. Get your ticket today.
sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
By O'Reilly Auto Parts, Pistons winners at the Indiana Pacers place, 98-96. They won 10 of 12. Andre Drummond tips in the winning shot at the buzzer. Brandon Jennings, season high 37. Pistons Sixers tonight at the Palace. Michigan basketball today at the Chrysler Center, 8:15 on AM 950. They host Northwestern. Michigan State visiting number 14 Maryland, 2:50 p.m. from Callahan Hall. Dan Leach and the Detroit Titans hosting Wisconsin Green Bay. Hear that one on CBS Sports Radio 1270. Red Wings and Predators tonight at the Joes, 6:40 right here on The Ticket. And the Tigers signed starting pitchers David Price and Alfredo Simon along with J.D. Martinez, all to one-year deals. From the 1-800 Call Sam Studios, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 971theticket.com.
The station that puts the all-pros on the radio. 97.1 The Ticket.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's 9:31. We're going to broadcast till 10 o'clock with the Hardcore Mortgage Show. Again, if you have any questions, 248-539-9797. Always at Capital Mortgage. At
hey, remember when we used to do the auto show, too? We used to go down there, have that booth set up at the auto show.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was cool. I wish we would do that now.
We'll do that again. We're going to do
I'd like to do the auto show again. That was fun.
You know, if you're thinking about that, you might want to put your house on the market, probably now's the time to give the real estate agents a call. Again, you could call our very own Dan Dubinsky, who's in. Of course, Nicole Moscow, one of my colleagues. I mean, nothing like having a professional real estate agent show up to the house. They're our friends, your teammates. They come out and they gladly will do what it takes to get your house or move you in that direction. A good inspection of the house, maybe pointing out a few of the things that you're not noticing about your home. This is, again, no cost for you at all, with the potential to maybe get that house listed. We can run comparable sales and really get you where you need to be.
Yeah, you know, typically we go out now, when you go out to a listing, there's a lot of things that you can find and help people make some changes to make the home more presentable. A lot of it is decluttering, right? You're trying to create the illusion of more space, still have nice furniture cleaned, so people can envision their furniture in those spaces. But, you know, sometimes that process involves painting, a deep cleaning, in which will take a week or couple weeks to do, and it's certainly a great time to do it. We haven't seen a ton of properties come on the market yet, but I believe shortly we're going to find more and more sellers out there.
Right, you could always put your house on the market again and see what kind of traffic you get, and it'll probably give you a good idea of what you may or may not have to do to get the house in marketable shape. And again, like you said, it could be just a fresh coat of paint. You might get a few more dollars out of it by doing these little repairs.
And beat those early spring people that, you know, every year come up on the market. The people that really want to sell, and even just the people that are just testing the waters.
Well, we always talk about education, too, about the process. It's so needed. You know, I say education. It is so needed. Getting that knowledge behind you about the process, A to Z, really gives you the confidence to move forward. I've met with a whole bunch of buyers lately. It's back to my 2-hour interviews, Harry, in the office. But
are you doing that again? Are you
I sort of was. I did about an hour and 45
Is that what's going on in the conference room on Friday?
45 minutes.
Talk about A to Z about buying a house.
Harvey's on stage. It's the greatest. He loves it.
They're like, really? 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 We didn't know that. So we just keep talking and talking. And again, I'll tell you what, though. My clients are walking out of there knowing a heck of a lot more than most of the people that are calling me that are running around asking about interest rate.
Well, look, we joke about it a lot, but Harvey takes one of the most detailed applications you could ever take. You never have a problem with getting documents up front. Harvey's loan, he has great handwriting, something I cannot attest to.
Thank you,
all right, his penmanship is phenomenal. That's an old school thing. Wait a minute. No, I'm beefing you up here, Harvey.
I appreciate it.
Because truthfully, you put together a great loan app. So when you meet with your clients, you know, we half joke and say you like to entertain them, but you're educating them. You're getting all the documents. So at the time that it comes for submission, everything is there, and that's the key right now. Now, that's not something Alex does real well, but he has. But he has Chanel, okay? And he's been our MVP. I don't know. He was a 2011 Capital Mortgage Company MVP, and he's been a top producer the last 5 years. So, I mean, it has its trades. My rule is, I just set the lineup. And then I'm like Sparky Anderson. I've got a Hall of Fame team.
They better perform.
I set the lineup. We're going to win championships. That's all we do.
Well, that's the thing.
Just get on base.
Anyone in our office.
Get on base, baby.
On base.
And any of our professionals at our office would gladly sit down with you and really review the whole process and give you that education you need. And that's what it's all about.
But that's what you were doing in there yesterday.
Yeah, it's the same as a real estate agent. You take the time up front to listen to your client and find out what they want, what their needs are, And it will save you later on going through homes that you know they don't want, or they tell you they don't want when you're at the home. I tell all my agents to sit down for however long it takes to get a good feel for this client. And what their needs
you don't want to
are.
show them 40 houses. I mean, you can't be looking. I mean, you got to have a more specific idea than that.
Well,
without a doubt.
And that's what you do. You want them pre-approved before they even come to you. Okay, so that's what we do. But the more moving parts there are in a transaction, the more documentation we need.
Sure.
Divorces.
Yep.
Trusts. You're a business owner. You have 5 LLCs. You have rental properties, okay? You have large deposits going in and going out. We need to see all these things, but we'll prepare you, and that's what Harvey and all of our people do when they sit down with people or over the phone. We tell people, listen, yeah, we need those documents. Do you really need an explanation letter? Yeah, we need an explanation letter. Yes, we do.
We had yesterday a textbook style is how it should work. A gentleman came in who I sold a house in the past, came in and said he came and talked to Dan Burke. He's pre-approved. We need to go FHA, 3.5% down. We're going to need concessions. Here's my price point. Here's what went in the house. We sent him 10 homes to kind of take a look at, and he's picked 4 to go see, and it's a pretty good chance he's going to pick one of those 4.
Well, there you go. There's a process involved, and you just spelled it out. Even what you just said, Dan, was 3 or 4 different steps that need to take place.
Well, and Dan Burke's only been doing this 25 years, and believe me, when that guy comes to you, he'll be all prepared and pre-approved. Trust me.
Right, and the offer will be presented, and we will expect a turnaround time right away because they'll have everything they'll need in their hand right away.
And they're done.
A complete package.
Well, it sounds like a win-win. Like any transaction that goes right, it always works out for everyone involved. Hey, Tom out there in Lake Orion. Thanks for calling. You're live on the ticket. Go ahead, Tom.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good
What's
morning.
up, Tom?
So, I got a couple questions. So, I've got a condo that was quit claimed to me a couple years ago. It's paid off. And on the quit claim, it's still, my father's still on it. And it was quit claimed to me because, he retired, but he's sick. He's on dialysis, all kinds of stuff. But when he retired, he neglected some things, and now he owes money to the state and the feds. And, I've got a property here that obviously has equity because it's, it's paid off. And I can't do anything to even refinance or, take equity out to basically to take care of his tax debt.
Did they lien the property? Is that why?
Yeah.
Yeah. They lien the property.
You have to pay the lien off.
So, yeah, I mean, are the liens over and above what the property's worth or what we can get the cash out for?
No. I mean, altogether, the state and the Fed, it's about $40,000, and the property is paid off and probably worth $150 to $200.
So you can do that.
There's nothing wrong with
that. You can do that.
transaction.
So they have liens on the property, and we'll use the we'll take the money out, and we'll pay off the lien. They'll release the lien, knowing that they're going to get a commitment.
Right, so it's got to be written up a certain way that obviously...
Yeah, we'll take care of that.
Right, you have to pay the liens at closing to get free and clear title.
Yeah, the title company takes care of that. That's part of the service that we offer, is that we have a title, there are several title companies in Metropolitan Detroit that we do business with. The title company takes care of that part of the transaction.
And the other thing, too, is, we have the same name. I'm a junior, he's a senior. So my credit report, this is pinging on me.
Yeah, that's
it's not my debt. It's his debt from... when he retired and didn't pay, when he retired, cash in his retirement and all this stuff.
We can split it up.
Yeah, we can split it off.
It's tied by, it goes by your social security number and your date of birth.
And you'll have the documentation to go ahead and we can show that and make sure it gets taken care of on the mortgage banker's credit report.
So, it's been extremely frustrating, The Feds right now, it's frozen, it's uncollectible, it's not curing any late penalties at this point. I've taken care of that point. But the state is extremely hard to work with compared to...
Well, the feds are definitely collecting if they lien the property.
Yeah. Yep. Has the state put a lien on the property, too?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we're going to have to sort it out.
Yeah, we got some work to do.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll call for the show, get it taken care of. Don't worry about it.
I would appreciate it, guys. That's awesome.
You got it, man. Thanks,
Thanks a lot, Tom. Again, a lot of families are in that situation here. You brought it up at the break. It's definitely income tax time, okay?
Yeah.
You're seeing the guy out in front of the CPA office, the guy all dressed up looking like, what is that? Statue of Liberty? Yeah, those guys are all out there. But it's definitely tax time.
Was that Alan out there? Alan, were you out there? Alan and Gordy out there doing that?
Alan does it.
Alan does it.
Alan dresses up.
Well, he walks up and down Orchard Lake Road every day. I mean, I'm telling you.
We'll buy him the costume. But definitely opportunities out there. If you do owe a good chunk of money, you probably have some new new equity in your house over the last few years. And just a simple transaction, getting your ducks in a row, can really pay off all your debt. And again, if you have some back taxes, you can take care of business. And again, even if the property's already liened, in conjunction with getting the liens removed, that's all paid off at the closing.
That call reminded me that, we all take for granted here. We know those things, but people come in all the time and say, all right, well, once I buy the home, then do I have to write a check to the people that they owed money to? And they just don't know the process.
Look, well, because a lien is a scary thing. Right. And, you don't want to ever get anything liened. You don't want the government to lien any of your properties or anything like that. That it has to go through a process before they lien things. There are all kinds of notifications. There's warnings. There's letters that go out. Then it comes certified and all those things. And we've seen clients bring them in. I've seen stacks and stacks of these letters. And we've got people out of it.
But they take care of it, yeah.
Sure, we'll take care of it for them.
All right, we're up against another break. When we come back, we got lots to talk about. The FHA changes, some new guideline changes, and a whole lot more. 248-539-9797.
The Michigan Lottery has some great new games. They're called Multiplier Instant Games. And to discuss the incredible treasures buried inside these new tickets, we're talking to an actual pirate, Captain Schnook. Arr! Now, sorry, you got the wrong letter. It's not R, Captain. It's X for multiplier. You see the big neon-colored X on these 4 instant tickets?
I.
No, still the wrong letter. It's not I, it's X, because there's an exciting multiplier that lets you increase your prize money up to 50 times.
Oh.
No. It's not O, it's X, as in X marks the spot there, matey. And that's where the multiplier comes into play. You see, every ticket gives you the chance to multiply your winnings.
Why?
It's not Y, it's X, because if you scratch off a multiplier, guess who could win a top instant prize of up to $1 million?
You?
Yes, I could.
No. It be ours.
Okay, we'll share then. Play the new Multiplier Instant Games from the Michigan Lottery and look for the big X.
And put some extra play in your day.
Arr.
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 No, you scallywag. It's arr.
Terrifying.
This is a critical message for listeners who need to actually lose 30 pounds or more for legitimate health or personal reasons. Because for the next 5 minutes, the makers of AF Plus are giving out risk-free trials of their incredibly effective weight loss supplement. It's proven and can cause dramatic weight loss. So only call if you need to lose 30 pounds or more. Call toll-free 1-800-700-7475. Because it's so potent, take no more than 1 capsule once a day. You can expect to experience maximum weight loss, pounds in days. It's all natural, safe, and healthy. But if your weight loss with AF Plus is too dramatic, please decrease use and only take it every other day. For your risk-free trial, you will be given a full-size supply to use absolutely risk-free. Supplies are limited. If you need to lose 30 pounds or more for legitimate reasons, call now, toll-free, 1-800-700-7475. Phone lines will be open for the next 5 minutes. 1-800-700-7475.
I know I'm supposed to have health insurance, but sometimes it seems like it would be easier not to.
By law, the Affordable Care Act requires that all Americans have health insurance or pay a fine of $325 or 2% of your income, whichever is greater. That's why at United Healthcare, we're working to help people and their families find coverage they can afford.
All anyone talks about is how much it costs. That really worries me.
Last year, 87% of Marketplace applicants actually qualified for savings, and those who did saved an average of more than $250 a month on health insurance. Enrollment ends February 15th, but there's still time to see if you qualify for savings on your health insurance.
It does feel good to have coverage. I'm glad I called.
Find out how much you could save today. Visit uhc.com/saving. That's uhc.com/saving. Projected savings based on qualification for a federal tax credit subject to verification upon filing an individual's federal tax return. See the Department of HHS ASPE Research Brief, June 18, 2014. Actual savings may vary. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or affiliates.
Hold everything. The Store More, Save More event is now at the Home Depot, with more ways to hold more stuff for less. Like the Husky 20-gallon tote for only $19.97. Heavy duty with soft grip latches and room for everything from power tools to camping gear. It's right at home in the garage, and it also fits nicely in any budget. Let's do this at the Store More, Save More event going on now. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. U.S. only while supplies last.
If you're going to the Wings game tonight, get out to the Joe Louis Arena Concourse by the Gordie Howe statue, where you'll find the street team and the ticket chicks. Then tomorrow, Dennis Fithian will be there broadcasting live from 6 till face-off when the Wings face the Sabres. Stop by for your chance to win Michigan Lottery's $100 grand cash word $3 instant ticket. Win up to $100,000 instantly. Instant games. Put some play in your day. For Wings tickets, go to DetroitRedWings.com.
If you can't say it loud and proud, at least say it loud.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show. We're in our last segment. Come and join us. 248-539-9797.
I don't want to go. Where are we going after this? What are we doing?
We're going back to the office. In fact, the office is open all weekend long. Please give us a call. 1-800-LOW-RATE.
Mark's there, right? Shaken's there.
Mark's there.
Got a whole
Ronnie's
staff there.
I'm headed over there. There's going to be a whole group of people there.
Mark's doing well this year.
Make the phone call. Find out how you can get approved for a mortgage. Learn all about it if you want to sit down with us. Find out what the details are. A to Z will help you get there. Again,
Ronnie's kicking butt. Can you say that on the radio?
You can say kick butt on the radio.
I'm not a radio guy. I'm just a mortgage guy.
Plenty of housing experts out there. Economists are expecting the housing market, Dan, to recover in 2015. That's great news for all of us. What the experts are watching for, those to be careful. A lot of investors did buy up a lot of properties, and hopefully they're not just going to dump them and take their profits and run. That would probably drive down the prices. Also, what do we got to watch out for in 2015? If the interest rates do start trickling up,
they're going
to.
They're going to.
A little bit less buying power, so you might want to get out there now instead of fighting against all of the multiple offers that was going to take place in April. Harry, then we're going to be talking again about appraisals in full depth come this springtime.
Yeah, we're going to get to that point because what you're going to see is coming out of the wintertime, there are people buying houses right now, and I would tell you, Dan, and Dan Dubinsky will tell you, the what am I trying to say here? The sale prices are a little compressed. They're a little bit lower right now than they were back last summer, right?
Yep.
So you can get a good deal on a house right now, and they could, but it's going to be predicated on how many buyers are out there. It's, supply and demand. There are a lot of buyers out there, the prices are going to go back up. There are a lot of sellers out there, prices are going back down.
When we do comparables, I always bring actives with me as well, right? You want to see what the buyers, if they're looking at your house, what else are they looking at? It's very, very important. And you look at the amount of supply there and you price it accordingly. So if there's not a lot of supply around there, you jump it up quite a bit. And then you have to deal with appraisals. And we handle appraisals a different way now. What we do is we'll always take the lockbox off the door, say it's appointment only. I'll meet the appraiser out there, and I'll read the situation real quick. Is this a guy that wants to talk, or is this guy just wants to get his job done? And if he does just want to get going, I say, hey, sir, I don't mean to do your business, but
won't you have some comparable sales?
Here's the comps.
You got to have comparable sales to have
and,
them.
I don't mean to do your job for you, but I thought it might be helpful to find these. Because not only you look at comps on the MLS, you go public records.
Here, they'll talk to you.
For sure.
They'll talk to you. They don't talk to mortgage people.
Well, they still think that we're there to beat up on them. And, it's all at anything like how you approach it. And if you approach it a way that says, here's what I found, and we all know they don't do the $1 per square foot thing, but you highlight this has a granite kitchen, it has a finished basement, it has a wet bar, it has those type of things and upgrades. They'll see those.
It's just far too subjective, I think.
It is. And again, my only problem is they are never consistent. One appraiser to another will give you completely different.
Well, here in Michigan, there's a lot of things you can miss. You can miss whether or not that house might have some lake privileges or what school district you're in because you're in one city with another school district.
We all know Birmingham, west of Woodward, and east of Woodward, right? They have an appraiser from Flint comes down, no different.
Exactly.
Well, that's one of my biggest complaints. My biggest complaint is you don't have an experienced appraiser from the area appraising in that area. You're sending a guy from Oakland County to Macomb County, Macomb to Wayne, Wayne to Livingston, Livingston to Washtenaw. I mean, what's that all about? Have an Oakland County appraiser do Oakland County houses, Wayne County appraiser do Wayne County houses. Let's go. Who knows the area better than those people that live in the area? All right, that's what it is. You're just looking here. I'm not the big square foot guy. You're going to lose the argument with me if you say, my house is 2,400 square feet. They're comparing. It's not about square feet. To me, it's about what other homes in the area like that subject property have sold within the shortest period of time frame from the time you're trying to comp it out. To me, that's the most important. It's the sales approach, not square footage.
Exactly.
I mean, and not cost to build. It's the sales approach to me, and that's what we can always win an argument on. You can't win an argument on square feet.
Absolutely. couple things happen out there in the FHA world. Again, if you've run a case number recently, in other words, if you're buying a house and getting an FHA mortgage, be sure to call Capital Mortgage. We are going to get you the lower MIP. That's right. Starting on January 26th, right around the corner, you're going to be able to get the lower MIP. So if you're out there...
You want to elaborate on that a little bit, since a lot of people might not know what that means?
How about this? I'm going to make it easy. If you are getting an FHA mortgage, if you are buying a house and closing in February, call Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE. Get in touch with us. Find out how we can save you money right away. You've got time to close. Transactions take us probably, 3 weeks or less. We'll get you organized and show you how to save money. Let's go out to Ann Arbor. We got Dan out there. Dan, thanks for calling in. What's going on?
Hi, I have a 10-year loan on my house right now, and I'm looking to pay it off early. And I know if you make an extra payment every year on like a 30-year mortgage, you can knock off about a third of that term. Does that also apply to a 10-year situation?
Sure it does. I think that's a great call. And this is one of mine, Harvey's, and Alex's favorite calls. You want to pay it off early. You're on a 10-year. You can add an additional payment at the end of the year. You can add an additional payment whenever you want to pay it off. That's beautiful. Right. We think that's great.
You can punch those in, too.
And the answer is yes.
Dan, if you just Google, like, amortization schedule or something, it'll tell you, it'll give you, like, a grid. You can type in your loan amount, the interest rate, and when you want to pay it off, and it'll tell you exactly how much you have to pay more every month to meet your goals.
Okay, so, theoretically, I can knock off about 3 years or
correct.
A 10-year loan?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Sure, that's a great call.
Dan.
Love this
call, sir. Thanks, man.
All right, thank you.
Yep, simple as that. 248-539-9797. We'd like to hear from you.
It's going to hinge on, obviously, it's going to hinge on the interest rate and the loan amount and all that. But I think a third might be a little
aggressive.
A little aggressive on a 10-year.
But I got a feeling that that's his plan. His plan is to pay it off early.
Right.
So he might make a payment and a half or 2 payments more on an annual basis to go ahead and knock it down. So that's a great call.
It's so nice just to be done with it. just be done with it. I just want it done.
Well, that's just it. Is the families out there, Harry, and again, it's closer to our age than Alex's age, but I'm coming up on 50 soon. And again, when we talk to I'm soon enough. But as we talk to our age group, definitely they're looking forward. What are we going to do at retirement? Can I redo the mortgage now so that when I'm getting ready to retire, with 15 years now, take me up to 65? And that's a good game plan. And if you just do the math, we'll show you how to make it work. Many times, it's so very little. It's only a little bit more usually. Most families who have 30-year mortgages and are pretty well off have been sending some additional money. So with the lower rate, sometimes their payment isn't even anything different, and you're knocking several years off the loan.
Well, there are a lot of people out there that have been fortunate to be at the same job and deposit into their 401k every year, the maximum amount. They've been in the job for 20 years, 25 years, and they've built up a nice savings, and they're on a plan. The plan is they're going to throw money into a 401k. They're going to invest things. They're very good and well-disciplined with their money, and they want a mortgage to be paid off. Okay? That's idealistic, right? That's the greatest thing that could happen. However, there are people out there that, you might never pay off a mortgage. All right, you need the cash flow. It's a 30-year fixed, and there are people out there, and you go to investment counselors, advisors, financial planners, they'll tell you that you should go ahead and you should borrow the maximum amount that you can afford, putting your head on your pillow at night, sleeping well, and go ahead and take the rest of that money and invest it, okay? Because at a 3.5%, 4% rate, they're going to tell you they can get a higher rate on a return. So it all depends on what your situation is.
Every single person, and every single person is different and has a different
mindset.
Right.
That's
all it
so
is.
They
have the huge house.
20 different stories, right.
Look at these athletes get $25 million signing bonuses. They still get a mortgage, usually.
Well, they do, because the school of thought always has been it's better to use somebody else's money than your own if you can handle the payment. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Other information out there, of course, Dan, you mentioned it earlier. U.S. housing market continues to improve. This is across the United States. Of course, you mentioned it, Dan, maybe up closer to 85% to where we were in the all-time highs, maybe back in 2004 around our region. But things are showing about 75% back to normal. The information comes from Trulia, which is a company that does a lot of this data for real estate markets. Also, home prices, appear to be increasing a little bit. It appears to be leading the overall recovery. Prices are going up. Interest rates are down. And again, there's not a lot of supply out there. We'll see what happens moving into 2015.
Yeah, you know what that means is the people who bought when they could buy in 2009, 10, 11, 12, they are doing great. They have a ton of equity in there, and they may want to use this time to move up to the next step of their home. We see that. We've seen that people bought the home, the starter home, that now have $40,000 or $50,000 in equity and can go to that next level.
Dan, wouldn't you say, you're always in downtown Royal Oak, you do a lot of business there. Wouldn't you say that Royal Oak is over 90% back to where it was?
It is. And what we've seen happen too is the change from the bungalow or the ranch, the 3-bedroom with 1 bath, and we've seen those come down, and we've seen 25 to 3,000 square foot homes pop up. They're selling around $200 a square foot now.
Yeah,
and they started.
Which doesn't matter because we don't go by price per square foot.
We don't, but that'll give you a general idea, right?
There are gorgeous houses in Royal
anywhere
Oak.
from $450 to $525 is
right.
Normal
sales price. And
Royal Oak, you said that 3 years ago or 4 years ago,
right? And it's way over 90% there. The Woodward corridor is doing great, as everybody knows. And we've got some stats we're going to go over in our meeting on Tuesday. But bottom line is, I think the area is back.
Birmingham's back.
Birmingham's way over 90%.
Yep,
all right. It's another version of our Hardcore Mortgage Show. I want to thank all the callers for calling in, and definitely call Capital Mortgage all day long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Be sure to send us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. We've got Pat Caputo coming up with sports. He's down at the Auto Show. Hey, for Dan Dubinsky at Skyward Realty, Harry Glanz, Alex Navusi, I'm Harvey Freed. We'll see you next Saturday.
Proceeding was a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Did you know that we have 20% more homes for sale today than we had at this same time last year, and that sales have dropped by 4%? Hi, I'm Realtor Jeff Glover. With inventory levels on the rise and sales dropping, the longer you wait to list your home for sale, the less your home will be worth. Don't be like everybody else and wait till the spring. Get started today. But don't just take it from me. Hi.